Well, today I brought my husband, Edward Wimberly, with me. Edward is an artist, and I thought we would get him to do one of his famous jack-o'-lanterns. Edward, thanks for coming. I went to the farmer's market and got this, and I think you've done part of the hard work already.
Yeah, everybody knows what a mess it is. I've already pulled all the seeds out of it.
So you
cut a hole in the top.
Okay. So that part's done.
That part is done.
Okay. And I'm going to save the seeds because I like to toast them, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, you've always done that.
One of the benefits, but we usually don't make pie.
One of the delights of pumpkin.
Yeah, we usually don't make a pie, though. I have to admit. Anyway, well, I'm going to move these out of the way, and then we're going to let you start working your magic on this jack-o'-lantern.
All right. Okay. Well, I've got a nice little knife here, and that's what you need to carve a pumpkin with. A nice little knife with a kind of narrow blade, because that way you can make curves. And I'm not a fancy pumpkin carver. I'm a traditionalist, you know, so this is just going to be a jack-o'-lantern with eyes and a nose and stuff like that. So, on the other hand, I'm interested in, always have taken a clue from the Japanese No theater, because they have such interesting and extreme expressions on their masks. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a turn like that. And then I'm going to add under those eyebrows. And this is where having a knife with a narrow blade in it really comes in handy, because you can cut those little circles like that. I'm going to give this pumpkin a tongue, and I'm making the tongue out of this knobby squash here. There we go. One time, when we had our first house in St. Matthews, I had great success with a pumpkin like this, with a tongue. I had Amanda was taking our children trick-or-treating, and I was left at home. So I had a pumpkin, and I had an old pumpkin that had grown up in the side yard, but it was way before Thanksgiving. I mean, before Halloween, and and it rotted. Well, that is to say, it got a big rotten spot in it. So I had a pumpkin to carve, and I had this half of a pumpkin that was, so I decided I would take half of the pumpkin and make ears and a tongue. And I did that, and when I couldn't get through, when I was finishing up, I couldn't get the tongue to stay on the pumpkin. I was put the pumpkin down the porch. So I took the knife that I was carving with and stuck it through the tongue into the porch floor to hold the tongue in place. And the little children who came trick-or-treating around were very impressed, let me tell you. It was one of the most successful pumpkins I ever did. All right. Sometimes it's hard to get those pieces out. There we go. The Japanese are always emphasize the corners of the mouth to make it look like the characters are under great stress. So, all right. What do you think of that?
I think it'd be fun if we showed everybody what you do to try to look scary too. Would you be willing to put your costume on for us?
Sure. For the final touch. Boo!